Let's talk about the PEAL writing process. PEAL is a structured way to write a paragraph. Each letter of PEAL stands for a different type of sentence that you must write in order to write a full paragraph. P stands for the point, E stands for the evidence, A stands for the analysis, L stands for the link. First, we are going to talk about the P in PEAL. Point. A point is a clear statement responding to a question. The point is always the first sentence of your paragraph. Your point should introduce the topic you're about to discuss and tell the reader what the paragraph is going to be about. Let's say the question or prompt you must answer is this: who is the best superhero? The best superhero is Spider-Man. Notice how the point restates the question. Restating the question is necessary for each point that you write. And that wraps it up for writing a point. Let's talk about the E in PEAL, evidence. Evidence consists of facts, test results, observations, and direct quotes from a source to support your response. Evidence helps prove the point that you made. Let's go over an example using the same prompt as the last video. Who is the best superhero? Our point stated, the best superhero is Spider-Man. Here's an example for how to write the evidence. In the Spider-Man comics and movies, Spider-Man is able to shoot webs out of his wrist and fly through New York City. This is an example for evidence because I talk about Spider-Man's abilities as well as where I found the evidence, which was an observation I made while both reading and watching the Spider-Man comics and movies. I didn't make this information up. It is a fact, as all your evidence should be. That wraps it up for writing evidence. Now let's talk about the A in PEAL, analysis. Analysis explains how the evidence proves your point. Your explanation should interpret the evidence for the reader. Let's go over an example using the Spider-Man example once again. Our evidence stated this: in the Spider-Man comics and movies, Spider-Man is able to shoot webs out of his wrist and fly through New York City. Now here's an example for how to write the analysis. This shows that Spider-Man is the best superhero because he is able to use webs for fighting enemies, as well as traveling around the city, which other superheroes are unable to do. Let's talk about this example for analysis. I used the phrase, "this shows," and also explained that other superheroes are unable to use the same abilities as Spider-Man. Basically, I explained that Spider-Man's web shooting abilities make him the best superhero. That wraps it up for writing analysis. Let's talk about the L in PEAL, link. The link is the last sentence of the PEAL paragraph. It is called link because it links back to the point of the paragraph. This sentence should restate your point. Let's go over an example using the Spider-Man example once again. The point of the paragraph was this: Spider-Man is the best superhero. Here's an example for how to write the link. This is why Spider-Man is the best superhero. The link looks very similar to the point, but has an added phrase at the beginning of the sentence, like the one I used. This is why. You could also use transition phrases like to conclude, overall, or to close. That wraps it up for writing link. Let's put it all together. A PEAL paragraph should consist of a point, evidence, analysis, and link. Here is our example PEAL paragraph about Spider-Man. The best superhero is Spider-Man. In the Spider-Man comics and movies, Spider-Man is able to shoot webs out of his wrist and fly through New York City. This shows that Spider-Man is the best superhero because he is able to use webs for fighting enemies as well as traveling around the city, which other superheroes are unable to do. This is why Spider-Man is the best superhero. And that is how to write a PEAL paragraph.